So I think we're ready to start. Okay. Well, welcome to the last meeting of the summer. Thank you, Vinay, for being a good student. And coming to fruition with your project. And we still need to schedule the final presentation for this, and we can do that in a couple weeks. I know it's very hard to do, like in the last couple weeks of the program because you're busy crossing your T's and dotting your I's and so forth. But we'll do that in a couple weeks. I'm organizing a couple people to give presentations, final presentations. And so, that, again, like I said, it's taking that first presentation and, taking maybe the slides out that you had for your vision and replacing those slides with things that you've done in the program. So, you want to say, well, this was my project here, the proposal, this is what I learned after I actually did it. And, it doesn't have to be a lot of stuff, but just has to be a summary of what you did and the challenges you faced and so forth. So I know in your case, you had to make a lot of decisions about how to implement things. And so that's probably useful to people, like looking at a presentation like that, to see that process. So, do you have any questions about that, or?
No, I also had the same thing in my mind because I've run into like many issues, but I was able to get back and get on track. So I thought of writing a blog, like writing point wise difficulties, like what I thought and where I was obstructed, like that, some 10 or 15 points, like a simple one sheet blog. So I thought of publishing that in the Tumblr blog, in my Tumblr blog as well, so that when others come to see my work, and they can also see my process, like not just the initial, not just the start and the end, but also what I've been through this entire 3 months. I think that helps them to see what all the options I tried, what all options I did not try, and that can be useful for the next GSoccer also. Let's say if this project can be extended in some other way, so that will be useful for him or her also. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, and we can put that on. We can cross post it to the OpenWorm Tumblr as well, or the OpenWorm blog. It's on Tumblr, but so yeah, I mean that would be good to have that, and then people, they can see the project kind of like in more detail, like like that cover sheet I sent to you on Slack. That was from another OpenWorm GSOC student, where they basically, here's my project, here are the links, and
Oh, are you talking about Jaideep?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Me, Jaideep, and Emily are in touch. Like we had a group on Slack, and we've been touch some frequently, like how sharing each other's how it's going, like that.
Okay,
So I know Jaideep and Emily well now.
okay.
Yeah, I'll try to write it in the same way. Like I've seen his blog and I've read what he wrote. That's like he wrote very precisely, and I'll try to keep it as short as possible, but informative as well.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I just want to make sure, yeah, that that was good that you had some synergy there. But yeah, so that's good. How did you find that being able to communicate with other GSOC students in the organization? Was that good? Was that a good experience?
Yes. When in the beginning of the program, Emily actually took the initiative to put us all in the group, in one group. And whenever like we thought our project is going off track, or so, we put a message in the group, and we would also receive support from them. Like it's going to be okay, like that. So yeah, that was very helpful and good. I also got to know about their projects as well, like what Jaideep is doing, what Emily is doing about the FAIR principles. So yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to do that. Something we hadn't really thought about too much when we were organizing it. I mean, we kind of thought about the projects and how they might relate to one another, but I'm glad that you guys took the initiative to do that. So that's good. Um, so you're almost done with your project. When are you planning to submit the project?
Yes. My like I already have the jar file for the image plugin.
Okay.
So I'll have to upload it to my Google Drive and share a public link, and I'll paste that public link in my blog. That is one part, and the other part is this web app which I'll be hosting tomorrow, and also I'll be posting that link as well. So users can go to that website, upload a image, and they can get the centroids of each of the cell in a CSV file.
Okay.
So
Um,
those I like yeah.
yeah. So why don't you send me a copy me and all those materials, like send them to me so I can have them for my records and to check them out and see if they're, to just have another pair of eyes on it to make sure everything is in place. And then,
Before I make the submission.
yeah, I mean, you can send it to me. I guess you could submit it before that, but I just wanted to get a sense of what you're submitting.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'll,
yeah,
I'll mail it to you.
yeah, yeah. So when's the deadline for submission? I'm not sure. I wasn't sure exactly when that was.
Monday 18 UTC.
Okay, then I'll just look it over and send you a message tomorrow, and then I'll just say, okay, go ahead. Just
Yeah,
just
sure,
to
sure.
make sure that everything, yeah, because I want, you might want to have another pair of eyes to make sure everything is in place. I know, like, even when I submit papers or projects, proposals and things like that, you always find like last minute typos or something. Yeah, I want to avoid that as much as possible. Um,
Yeah.
and so, what else was I going to ask you? So you said you have a demo that you wanted to
Yes,
show.
sir.
Okay, why don't you
Uh,
show that?
yeah. Please give me a second. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
Can you see my screen, sir,
Yes.
now? Okay. So for the web app, I haven't did the front end part yet, but this is the back end code, and let's say now I'm hosting this web app in my local server,
Okay.
and I need to add some front end to this, like make it beautiful, kind of. So first the user comes to the web app, and he can choose some files. Let's choose some images, um, or some other random images. Yeah, the four images will be good, and he can open them and he can upload it to our web app. And this is how the result. This is how the result will look like. For each of the image, the cell boundary will be like the cell boundary will be visible, and for each of the cell boundary, the center will be displayed here,
Okay.
and he or she can download the each of these images. Or also I'm working on an other link where when he presses that button, all of these images or video that he or she uploads get directly gets downloaded. Currently it's only download for each image. I'll soon add one link, so that through that link he can download whatever he uploaded just once. So this is how the segmentation will look like.
Okay. And then the image is downloaded,
Uh,
or is it the data that's downloaded? Oh, that's JPEG. Okay.
yeah. Like I can download each of my uploaded image like this, and I can like it will be in my file system now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any way to get, like, how would you get is there any way you can report like statistics from this, or how would you go about doing that?
I'm sorry, sir. I do not understand.
So I mean, like, you have the segmentation. Would I have to put it into another program to get statistics out? Like, if I wanted to measure the inside of these areas that are segmented.
Okay, yeah. Each of this boundary is actually a OpenCV counter. So there's a function which can fetch the amount of area, like how much this area is spanning, how much this area is, how much this area is, and so I can show it to you in the code, like
Okay.
this one. Uh, See, for each of the counter, I'm calculating the area. This counter area will give the area of each of these boundary, and then this cx and cy is the x and y position of each of the center. Like I've put this in a loop here. So this cx and cy will be having values of each of this xy position, xy, 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 xy. So
Okay.
what I can do is that I can take these xy values and also this area, and I can create a pandas data frame here, and I can also convert that into a .csv file, and then add a download link so that the user can download the CSV file as well with along with these images.
Yeah, that would be good. Like you can have like download and then image and then download CSV. So you give people like two links to download. So one would be the
Yeah,
image,
yeah,
one would be the CSV. They'd probably want the CSV. They might want the image, but to have that option. So
yeah.
that's not going to take you too much time to do, or
No. It's just a matter of like half an hour or so. I'm like this is easy because OpenCV has already functions for that. So by tomorrow or so, I can show you that also.
okay, that sounds good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the demo I have.
All right, and then this would be
So
like, oh, okay, go ahead.
yeah, I need to add the front end because this now looks very basic. Uh, like this, I can add some UI to this, which looks kind of neat and nice,
Yeah,
and then a nice button which can like enhancing the user experience. Just that it's after nothing. But from the backend side, like if you wanted to calculate the area or if you wanted to calculate the XY position of each of the cell, I think that code is pretty much done.
okay, yeah. And then so the front end would be like just like I don't know what you're planning on putting on the front end. Just like make give it a color, give it like a name or an ID that it's part of DevoWorm.
Yeah. In my front end, I would like to divide it into two sections. Like this part will be having the details, like it would be representing the DevoWorm group, and also links to search more about what DevoWorm is, or who, like where did this, like also it would also mention that this has been done as a GSOC project. Is
Yeah.
that okay? Like
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
good.
And in the other part, I want to put this. I want to move this upload section to here, so that the user can click it, and then he can do.
Yeah, so it'd be like down below, and then the stuff would be on the identity stuff would be on top. Like this is a DevoWorm thing, and then it's been done for GSOC, and then you go down to the still make it prominent, but like here's how you upload the image, and then the go button, and then you end up with your results page.
Sure.
Yeah,
Before I even deploy it to the web app, like to the actual platform, I
yeah.
can send that mock-up, like UI mock-up. How does it look like? So if you can tell me the changes, I can quickly make it up, and then I can deploy it again.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll be looking forward to that. I'll try to get it back to you as soon as possible. I'll probably be all right with it. I just want to look at it before you deploy it. So where are you planning on deploying it? You said.
So by tomorrow at this time, in say like 10 or 12 hours,
Yeah.
because now it's it's night time here. So by the time I wake up tomorrow, by tomorrow afternoon or so, I'll be able to deploy it. Like by tomorrow afternoon, I'll send you the mockups, like the front end mockups. You can advise on what looks good and what doesn't look good.
Okay.
So after that, I can make the changes, and then again I'll send it to you. After it looks good, then I can just deploy it and I'll share you the link.
Okay, that sounds good.
All of this might I can do all this by Sunday. By
Okay.
Sunday, I think I'll be able to completely deploy it, and also I can keep the documentation ready so that I can like submit it on Sunday itself, or at a maximum a Monday morning here.
Okay.
So I don't want to keep it at the last minute, so I'll try my best to submit it by Sunday only.
Yeah. Yeah, so the documentation would be, there would be a link to the documentation off of the main page too.
Yeah, I actually plan to write a Tumblr blog. Like I'll be like what like Jaideep wrote, like what has been accomplished and what has been not accomplished. In what has been accomplished section, I'll write what has been done and where they can access the code, where can they find the link to the website. Like I'll be posting the website, everything in that blog itself. Like it's an one page, and I would like to submit that blog to as my final submission. Like it will have links to my GitHub to our GitHub repo, the GSOC 19 GitHub repo, and
Yeah.
also a link to the jar file, which will be useful for the image plugin, and also this website link as well. So those three are the main points, and then I'll start describing. I'll add more information of what the project is actually about, and what all I tried and what worked out, what did not work out, and what are the future aspects of this project and all.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Okay. Yeah, I look forward to that. I'll be in touch over the weekend. Like I'll try to, keep online as much as possible, so that it doesn't
Yeah,
become a big problem. There's a time difference here, so I might not. Well, I'll try to get back to you as soon as you
yeah.
send me things. Yeah.
I'll make sure that I get your review on it. Only then I'll submit it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then I guess you were asking me what you might want to name it. Um,
Yeah.
so I haven't really been thinking too much about that. But I don't know. Do you have anything in mind in terms of a name?
I don't know. I do not have any idea. Like I also got this. I also started to think about it like 1 hour back, and I thought I'll just ask you. Uh, I don't know, but I think we can decide that like in the next tomorrow, by tomorrow, something like that, because I need it when I try to deploy the app.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking so this is I've had like in 2017 we had a machine learning project. So that was where um, I Siddharth Yadav, who was the student that year, he created a plugin for ImageJ, and it was
Yeah,
basically segmenting images. And then now in 2018, I had a student. He did. Uh, he was actually working more on data structures and things like that. And now this year we have this project, which is a web app. So I don't know what I want to. There's a theme here. That's what I'm trying to get at. A couple years of projects. So I mean, it's probably going to be inclusive of those things, although those aren't packaged right here now. But I got to think of the name. I got to think of some candidates. So I mean, you can think of some too. Just think about maybe some extension of DevoWorm or OpenWorm development. Or I mean, it doesn't even have to be worm. It could be just an embryo parser or something like that, or it'd be open embryo, or just thinking of names here off the top of my head. But that's, I mean, just think about all the different things that go into this project. Like, you have like a machine learning component. It's open. It allows people to take images and like segment them and get some data out that are like, something they can take images and generate quantitative data. So that's basically the idea here. I don't know what the name would be though.
Yeah, something like openspin something like that.
Maybe.
Like maybe it's not that good, doesn't sound that good, but it on top of my head right now. Or something, let's say, I think the word open needs to be in there because it will, it will tell that the web app is transparent and we can get the code as well. I think it will
Yeah.
signify that. So I think we can include the word open in the link in the URL.
Yeah.
And what else can we add? Open embryo, like something.
Let me think. So yeah, the link would be one thing, and then the actual name would be something else. You want a link that's not too long, but you want something that's sort of catchy that people will remember. I mean, you can use a tiny app, or a tiny URL, but it's like, you do want something that people kind of remember as a shorthand. Yeah, I agree. Open should be in there. That's
Yeah.
critical. Um, I'll send you a couple candidates later today on Slack, and you can give me your opinion, and you can do the same. How about that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, where do you want to post this? Oh, what was that?
There's a platform called Heroku. No. There's a platform called Heroku. So
Yeah.
there I can host this
Okay. Yeah, that's
.herokuapp.com.
okay. Yeah, I think I'm familiar with it. It's they were hosting something on it in OpenWorm before. Was the Ion channel work? So they had an app on there on that platform. So that's good. That's something we can incorporate. Are there any like limit? Do you have to pay for it,
Yeah,
or is it just an open?
no. The basic plan is free. Like they have a limit on how much like they have some limit on people, like the traffic that the site is getting. When it exceeds, let's say, some 10,000 requests per day or something. I'm just giving a rough
Yeah.
number. I don't know how many requests is I don't know what is the limit for the number of requests. But I think as of now, like for the 1 year or so, that will be pretty much okay. Like when we get to know that the traffic is increasing for this website, then we can kind of move it to somewhere else if we are willing to pay something.
Yeah. Yeah. I
For
don't
now,
think
it's good.
I don't think that's going to be a limitation for at least a while, anyways. But I
Yes,
don't. Yeah, I
yes.
don't know. I really think we'll be fine, but yeah, usually they like give you quite a bit for free. Um, it's just like if you're a power user or something, like I don't know. But yeah, I think it should be that should work. I mean, that's fine. If we have any
Yes.
problems, it probably can either pay or move it somewhere else. But I don't know where you would move it. So because everyone, like, I think if you're at that level of traffic, everyone wants some sort of money
Yeah.
for hosting. So
I think we stay for a while. It will take some time to people get to know about the project and all. So for an year or so or 2 years, it will be okay.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
yeah, I look forward to the final parts of this. This is coming together nicely. Um, Anything else you wanted to ask or talk about before?
No, nothing much. It's. I also want to first. I want to thank you for mentoring me this 3 months. It's been really nice to work with you because you always like whenever I needed some time, you allowed me, and that took off a lot of pressure off me. So I would like to thank you for that, and I really had a great time with the organization.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, it's glad to have you, and I welcome you if you want to continue to contribute to OpenWorm. Even if it's just kind of like a informal thing. That's we have our person from last year. He's actually been working with the Devo or with the GSOC. I don't know if you've seen a couple of messages from him. He's been kind of
Arnab,
like,
Arnab, right?
yeah, Arnab, and he's been sending, he's been kind of helping a little bit with organizing the GSOC activities and coordinating. So, I mean, there are a lot of things you can do like informally. Don't take very much of your time, but are still like, keep you in the loop in terms of like, open source development and things like that. And you never know where some of these opportunities might lead you. Sometimes if
Yeah,
you,
yeah, sure.
yeah,
I actually want to continue in the as part of the community, like helping new people, like because I also remember how I got introduced, how Mark has welcomed me when I randomly joined. He put a hi, and that's how we got started. I think that kind of I think that kind of thing would be useful for newcomers. And as I've been a recent newcomer, so I can help the next people who come, who find this project interesting, and who joins Slack. I can also help them like help them find what they wanted to, assisting Chivi and Mark, like they've been helping, and you also been posting articles, also some posting some interesting article, like you said about an DevoWorm ML group, right?
yeah,
So people might be interested to read the machine learning papers also. So whenever come across a machine learning, nice machine learning paper, which we can apply to, let's say DevoWorm, or let's say OpenWorm, or just general machine learning. I think that kind of sharing will be useful as well. So after my GSOC, I would like to continue as part of the community and do such work.
oh yeah, absolutely. And I'll keep you up to date on the DevoWorm ML as we start off. Like it's going to be, a couple more weeks, but I gotta figure out what the structure will be, and make sure everyone who wants to join is able to make the meeting and all that. So, well, yeah, thank you for being such a good student and getting to the end, and that's no small accomplishment. That doesn't happen with every GSOC student. I think again, like I think you're very well prepared, and you made a lot of good decisions in terms of implementing things. So sometimes people just get totally stuck on something, and I think you were able to show that you could sort of resolve those issues pretty easily. So I think that was good too.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So okay. Well, all right. Keep me posted this weekend, and look forward to the submission. And talk to you soon.
Yes, sir, sure. I'll before I submit, I'll make sure I'll get your review on it, and only after that I'll submit it by
Okay.
Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
By tomorrow, I think I can show you the deployed version of the web app, and soon after that I'll write up the documentation, and then I'll post that blog link to you.